Just a couple of announcements before we get going. There is a guest area over here. I see we have some guests who have found them. The seats right over on the left by the window are the guests, where our police chief is sitting along with others. So if you're not a guest, don't be sitting there. If you're a registered voter, over on this side. Couple other announcements, not as crucial. A certain town moderator who will remain nameless didn't take out his papers, but still would take the job if he was written in. I'm not going to mention any names. And then, and if tonight could be an audition. If you don't like it, then write somebody else in. She's right there. And the other thing, apparently the Bruins are playing. Yes, I know that. And the Celtics. So if the Bruins happen to score, it's okay to let us know. That's okay. And beyond that, let's have some introductions. We'll start over here with the Finance Committee. If you could just say who you are, that'd be great.
Teresa Dunn.
Joe Demore.
Ruth Rivard.
Jim Scanlon.
Kathy Castronellis.
She's Ann Brody.
Denise Demkowski,
Yes.
Finance Director.
Bill Hewig.
Michael Wood.
Bill O'Neill.
Ed Watson.
Bill Dunn.
All right, thank you. So I've been here for a couple of years now, and if you've been here, you know that I'm pretty easygoing. As long as you're saying something new, I'm not going to shut you off, okay? I don't have a timer up here, but if you're not saying something new, you know, that's when we need to move along. So just be aware of what other people have said. If you got something to add, by all means, let's add it. Having said that, we have a special town meeting first. It's slated to go off at 7 o'clock. We're past 7, so we can start that. Annual town meeting is not scheduled until 7:30. If we finish the special before 7:30, we're going to wait a few minutes until 7:30. Having said that, I'm going to turn it over to our to Ann Brody to read the warning. Oops. Let me have that one more time. Here you go.
Thank you. To Jeffrey T. Gillen, Chief of Police of the Town of Groveland in the County of Essex. In the name of the Commonwealth, you are hereby required to notify and warn the inhabitants of said town who are qualified to vote in the special town meeting to meet at the Dr. Elmer S. Bagnell School, 253 School Street on Monday, April 30th, 2018 at 7 p.m. to vote on the following articles.
Okay, Article 1. And just before I read it, again, just I should have said this in announcements. Obviously, there are a few articles here tonight between the two warrants that are fairly lengthy. And I don't want to minimize. Is there anyone here, because sometimes people make a motion to dispense with the reading, would that affect anyone negatively? Is there anyone who needs to have it read tonight? And we won't hold it against you. I just don't want to be insensitive to that. So as we go along, if anybody decides they don't want me to read the whole article, they make a motion to dispense with the reading, and then a second, and we vote on that. So having said that, Article 1, to see if the town will vote to amend the text of Section 7-51 and 7-52 of the general bylaws by inserting the bold text and deleting the strike-through text pursuant to the provisions of General Laws, Chapter 40, Section 57, as follows. All right, here we go. Do we have a second? All in favor of dispensing the reading? Opposed? All right, so I'm not going to read the rest of that, but I will give you all a little bit of time to read it. You all, so go ahead and take a look at it. Okay, let's, Board of Selectmen recommends favorable action. The Finance Board recommends favorable action. Do we have a motion and a second?
Second.
All All right, we have a motion and a second. Let's have some discussion. It might help if we had a quick explanation from up here about what this is doing. Is that, could you do that for us? Oh,
This is being voted this year because it brings us into compliance with the, am I saying this correctly, Modernization Act? Okay, so it's a lot of words and the sentences are way too long, but it's not really changing anything. It's just bringing us into compliance, so that something we're required to do. If you want a more in-depth discussion of it, our finance director can get into the nitty-gritty of it, but this isn't implementing anything different or new.
do we have any questions or any further discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll take a vote. All in favor of Article 1, say aye. Opposed, say no. Unanimous. Okay, Article 2. To see if the town will vote to re-accept the provisions of General Laws, Chapter 32B, Section 20, as amended by the Municipal Modernization Act, Chapter 218 of the Acts of 2016, the Act. Second. All in favor of suspending the reading, say aye. Opposed, say no. All right, again, we'll give you a little less time to read this one. Somebody took a speed reading class. All right, I can read this note here while you're reading. It says the fund was originally established at the 2015 annual town meeting. However, Section 23B of the Municipal Modernization Act specifically provides that OPEB funds established before the effective date of the act will continue as originally established unless the community re-accepts said Section 20 of said Chapter 32B after effective date of this act. Therefore, to operate an OPEB fund under the amended Section 20, the city or town's legislative body would have to vote to re-accept Mass General Laws, Chapter 32B, Section 20, after November 7, 2016. So it looks like that's what we're doing. So Board of Selectmen recommends favorable action. The Finance Board recommends favorable action. I think, do we have a motion for favorable action? Did we have a second? Second? Okay. Any discussion? No? Okay. Seeing none, we'll take a vote. All in favor of Article 2, say aye. Opposed, say no. It is unanimous. All right, Article 3. I think I can read this one. To see if the town will vote to amend the vote taken pursuant to Article 17 at the annual town meeting on April 27th, 2015, under which the town appropriated the sum of up to $150,000 from the Community Preservation Fund General Reserve FY 2016 to be made available for the purpose of the development of Phase 2 of a plan for Groveland Community Trail to be managed by the Town Finance Director and the Groveland Open Space and Trails Committee under the CPA categories of open space and recreation, which was to be completed no later than June 30, 2018, to extend the time for completion and for which funds may be available to June 30th, 2021, or take any other action relative thereto. The Board of Selectmen recommends favorable action. The Finance Board recommends favorable action. Do we have a recommendation from the Community Preservation Committee? Favorable action. Do we have a motion? Second? Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any discussion? And before you speak, just say your name. And do we have to say where they live? Just obviously scroll, but
Mike Dempsey, 33 Uptack Road, representing Community Preservation Committee. Just wanted to quickly say that Article 3 and Article 4 are not new. They are extensions of the dates that the previously approved projects expire. So both this one and the next article will expire this fiscal year if we don't extend them. The first that we're voting here, Article 3, is for money voted in 2015, $150,000 for the community trail, Groveland Community Trail. Groveland Community Trail is coming along. I think we expect it to potentially start being built in 2019. So the remaining approximately $57,000 left in this article will be used to complete the remaining planning work that needs to be done. So the Community Preservation recommends a positive vote on this one. The next one, just quickly, is for conservation restrictions that were voted way back in 2013. Unfortunately, conservation restrictions take a long time to get done. And two of these are almost done. They're just getting voted by the legislature in May, so we expect that one to be done. And then there's one more that's being worked on by Essex County Greenbelt. So I'm expecting that all three of these will be done by the end of 2018. And so the committee recommends that we approve this Article 2.
Okay, thank you. Any further discussion? All right, seeing none, we'll take a vote. All in favor of Article 3, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Majority passes. Article 4. See if the town will vote to amend the vote taken pursuant to Article 28, the annual town meeting on April 29th, 2013, under which the town appropriated a sum of up to $24,000 from the Community Preservation Fund's open space set aside FY 2014 to A, be made available for purpose of conservation restrictions on existing open space properties, project to be managed by the town finance director and the Groveland Conservation Commission under the CPA category of open space, and B, authorize the Board of Selectmen or their designee to enter into all agreements and execute any and all instruments, including the conveyance of a perpetual conservation restriction in said property, Lot 5-001 and portion of Lot 5-002D Wood Street, Lot 52-031 and Lot 53-002A Uptack Road, and Lot 47-053A Stevenson Way, meeting the requirements of General Laws, Chapter 184, is that subsection? Is that what that is? Sections, oh, plurals, oh, okay. Sections 31 through 33, which actions were to be completed no later than June 30, 2015, to extend the time for completion, and for which funds may be made available to June 30, 2021, as may be necessary on behalf of the town, or take any action relative thereto. Articles submitted by the Community Preservation Committee. The Board of Selectmen recommends favorable action. The Finance Board recommends favorable action. We already heard the Community Preservation Committee say that they recommend a favorable action. Do we have a motion? And a second? All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion beyond what we heard before? All right, seeing none, we'll take a vote. All in favor of Article 4, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. I think I heard one no, so majority passes. All right, so we're on to Article 5, and we have a motion that's going to be made under this article by the Finance Committee, so I think it'd be appropriate for them to read that now, if they'd like.
Okay, this motion amends the article. It just changes a number and then changes the totals, so I'll read it. I move to amend Article 5 as follows. In the left transfer from column, increase the library staff wages to $20,000. Change the total on both columns to $200,700. And I think
Okay, so that's a motion. We need a second. All right, we have a motion and a second. Now we can have some discussion. Any discussion? No? Okay. So seeing... Yep. Good. All right, so we'll take a vote then. All in favor of Article 5, for the motion under Article 5, say aye. Aye. What she just moved a motion. She didn't say to amend it. Did she?
I moved to amend it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let's back up for a second. My bad. We'll vote on the amendment. We have a motion, a second on the amendment, right? So we'll just back up. So all in favor of the amendment, as Kathy Castellanos just read, say aye. Opposed, say no. So the amendment carries. So now we have to take a vote under Article 5 as amended. So all in favor of Article 5 as amended, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. Passes. You know, sorry about that. I'm slipping. All right. So that is it. So we need a motion to dissolve the special town meeting. Somebody want to make that? So second. Okay, all in favor of dissolving special town meeting, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no. And we are dissolved, and we have, it looks like, about 5 minutes until we can start our annual town meeting.